Welcome to the Broken Sun. Black Lives Matter. I should hope that's obvious from the content of this show, but if not, I just want to make sure that it is said, Black Lives Matter. Police violence and police brutality, especially towards black people, not just in the United States, but around the world, is unacceptable. And if the police are unable or unwilling to behave properly, then we should get rid of them. If you can't join the protests, and many of us can't for a variety of reasons, please find something that you can do to help in these times. If you look on our Twitter account at Broken Sun RPG, we have been retweeting calls to sign petitions, donate to bail funds, and donate directly to black people in need. Please find what you can do and help out, because Black Lives Matter, and all lives can't matter until black lives do. So yeah, you're doing these like figure eights in front of you, desperately moving backwards. The flames are licking towards you, and you do still take a level 1 harm charred here, because it reduces but does not remove, or it does not negate the damage entirely. So the level 1 effect there would be charred. So the fire is still burning you. You can feel that, and the blistering is deeply unpleasant, but that's a future Zora problem at this point.
Yeah.
Charred, not broiled.
The whirling of your blade is able to stop most of the bullets, and Chains is desperately like waving his chains around as well, trying to knock them back as much as he can. And by the time you finish stepping back, you are able to stand there unkilled but charred, with the flames burning at you, skin darkening. This is going to suck later.
Yeah.
But those two machines are still standing there, and there's this moment of silence as like the steam is rising from your body and your sword, and the bullets fall to the ground, blocked or broken, and the two robots are just standing there, having expected this to be the end of you, but you're still there.
I'm still standing.
Better than I ever did.
Still standing stronger than I ever was.
Okay, so let's do a brief overview of the current situation and where we stand,
Okay.
Nothing is good.
because I feel like there's a lot going on.
Too much bad. Lots of bad.
I want to make sure that we're clear on everything that's happening here. So you're in the end of this hallway. There's a fire room behind you. In the fire room, Emran collapsed,
Yep.
holding a vacuum. The vacuum has an Andromedan in it. Just outside of the door of that room, 2 containment units for Andromedans. One of them is already filled. The Andromedan is starting to glow and is rising up off of the ground under its own power. The other one, there are some sparks. It doesn't look like it's going to power up, but we'll see what we can do. CD, Augustus, both of you have been hurt by stray bullets in this battle.
Oh, wait, I didn't roll to defend against that. I thought that was just for CD.
Oh, sorry. CD has been hurt by the stray bullet. Augustus, your mind is shaky at the moment because of your interaction
Addled.
with the security system. Zora, you and Chains are facing the final 2 security units.
Yep.
You're in rough shape. Maybe it's time to switch things up?
Okay. Try to figure out how to switch things up.
What do you think your characters are going to do in these situations? CD, you can see on one side, Emran in the flames. On the other side, 2 death robots bearing down on Zora and Chains. Augustus, you are standing next to these 2 containment units. You're feeling shaken. You're in between, again, a dead end full of fire, and on the other end of there, 2 death robots. What does this bring out in your characters, CD and Augustus? Because your characters aren't superheroes like these others.
Well, I mean, CD's a doctor, and
Yeah.
the first thing that pops into their head is, CD's, oh my gosh, CD has had a flashback of someone on the ground in front of them, injured, bleeding out, And CD's like, they wouldn't army crawl into the fire room, but they're going to stagger into the fire room and drag Emran and the full containment unit out.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
To go into the fire room, you have to resist level 2 harm burned or take level 2 harm burned.
Okay, CD is a robot, though.
Yeah, the fire still melts stuff.
Okay.
So you can either accept level 2 harm burned and put it down on your sheet, and then that gives you negative 1d for actions going forward, or you can try and resist it. You only have 2 stress to play with.
Join me in the fire.
No, I mean, CD's gonna just take their lumps. They're just gonna do it.
Heck yeah. Soldier.
Okay, so
X.
narrate this. I'm not going to make you roll to drag Emran out. I mean, Emran's big, but you are a robot. You can do this. It's going to hurt and it's going to suck. So
A robot.
tell me what this is like. What's this scene? What's the camera zoom in on?
You kind of like, the camera kind of zooms into one of CD's robotic eyes, and you see the scene again of this downed soldier, and you kind of see CD start to army crawl towards them and pull them out of the line of fire. And in real life, CD is crouched down and goes into the room and pulls Emran by under his, shoulders, under his arms, and drags him out, despite the scoring that gets on their robotic body.
Yeah, you can see wires and systems burning, like one of the eye units cracks from the heat. This feels horrible, but you are fighting through that pain to pull this man out of the fire. And you are able to do so. And, he's lying on the ground, steaming. Emran, you are no longer being repeatedly burned by fires.
This is good.
Yeah, I think at this point, Emran, you awaken. You are back in the scene. Okay. So Emran, you start to, you are coming back to your consciousness. You can feel the pain of the burns and stuff, but you are starting to feel like maybe I can do something here. Maybe I can at least get up. Augustus, those death bots are beginning to open fire again. Can you help in some way? Or what will Augustus do here? Will Augustus run and hide in one of these rooms? Or will Augustus step up? Or does Augustus have another plan?
I was getting stuff from Jen's computer. Would I have seen a layout of the building?
Yeah. You also had the rough layout of the building from the other job.
Okay, cool.
If you want to do a flashback to specifically grabbing like a full blueprint, we can do that because you had the opportunity to do it.
Yeah, you know what? I'll go for that. I'll do a flashback of having gotten a full and accurate layout.
Okay. I'm going to call that a 1 stress flashback because you had the opportunity to do it, but you would have had to hurry. And it is a very
Completely
important
fair.
item to have right now.
Yes. All right. That is my full loadout. And I think I trust Chains and Zora to deal with the death robots because I am not built for that type of confrontation.
Okay.
And so I think instead I'll focus on finding us a way out.
Okay. You remain in a desperate position. What kind of action do you want to do with this map to find a way out?
I mean, I feel like it's probably study is the only thing I can do with it.
That makes sense to me.
All right, let's go desperate standard.
Desperate standard.
All right, let's go.
Hey!
Oh my God.
Finally. Okay.
That had no
You got a
business
6.
working.
And yet, here we are. Okay.
Why are you trying to argue with the dice?
I ain't arguing.
There is another way out, but you have to go through the back room, the fire room.
Go through the fire room?
Excuse
You
me?
got to go through the fire room, but there is another way out back there.
I hate that room.
Maybe you can do something about it.
Yeah, I'm going to hurt that room.
Fight fire with fire.
Good. Zora, you can see over your shoulders as you are taking that moment to dust yourself off, as it were, that Emran is recovering and the first Andromedan unit is now fully floating in the air. And those 2 elastic band rings that were wrapped around it have extended from the central orb and they're orbiting around it like an X-shaped hoops. It's like a pair of hula hoops now that are glowing green and rotating around this central red orb. So one of the Andromedans is powered up in this patched up shell, and the Andromedan speaks. Or rather, the Andromedan doesn't speak. The Andromedan acts, and the Andromedan acts by rushing forward, flying over the head of you in chains and slamming into one of the units there. Its 2 hula hoops begin to distend into a variety of shapes, some of which look wickedly sharp, and it begins just hacking and tearing at one of these security robots. That's given you and Chains an opening if you want to try and either get out or finish things here.
Let's finish it.
Okay. I'm going to let you have standard effects here because Chains is helping, and also this Andromedan is just going wild on these security units. So you're in desperate position and standard effects without needing to push yourself this time because you are now both small gangs.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. We got a 6 there. I'm going to fill up this clock. You and Chains and the Andromedan, between the 3 of you, you make short work of these remaining 2 security units. I mean, obviously there's going to be more coming. So your options here as a group are fight your way out through the whole building or try and get to this exit in the room that's actively hostile to your being alive.
Velvet, how important is that gentrified USB to you?
It's pretty important, but I think, and Matt, feel free to correct me, but I wonder if I could, after we leave, either, kind of sneak back in and get it, or get it as like a recover asset downtime activity.
So you and Emran, you bugged the computer. You put a piece of hardware inside the computer's case.
Yes.
You rolled a 5 on that installation. So yes, you can come back for it later, is what I'm saying.
Sweet. So yeah, we should get the F out of Dodge, as the Utes would say.
I have mixed emotions about the way Matt said that. My name's
it's
Matt,
a 5.
and I'm evil.
We have Andromedans who will testify. They chained us up and made us suffer for hundreds of years.
We're not doing a court of law. We're killing everyone on this station.
I'm just saying, if there's any, did they do that? We have physical proof to show to the other Andromedans, hey, look, here's your people.
Well, yeah.
I mean, Augustus is less interested in justice for the Andromedans and more so, hey, Jen, I know what you did last summer.
Yeah, I mean, we know what Augustus wants out of this.
Slip will kill you, don't worry.
Yeah.
This is very on brand. Okay, what's the plan?
Emran plugs, or no, wait, that last sphere wasn't fixed, right?
You only have 2 spheres, so you're going to have to carry this one in the vacuum and hope for the best.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I strap my vacuum buddy on and steady myself against the wall and look at the fire room and then just start feeling out with my extrasensory perception for any sort of electrical connection to these vents.
Okay. So again, you can try to go in through the computer, and the computer, even though the workstation has locked you out, but that might connect you hardwire style to those vents. You have a bit of breathing room right now that you've forced back the security forces. So you might be able to take like a minute to try and do this in a thoughtful way, or just to try and destroy it with your mind.
Yeah, I think, I'm going to go over to the workstation and see if there's a connection. And if there is one, I'm going to turn that off in a permanent way.
Okay. There's a desultory explosion up the hallway as one of the defeated units just destructs. Okay, so we're in a risky position now rather than a desperate one. So I guess if you want to, attune?
Yep, that's the idea.
Let's give it a shot. Risky and standard effect. And you got a 5. Okay, so you are able to get into the system, and from in there, you have the option to shut off these vents, the fire vents. Yeah, you can shut off the fire vents from here.
Is Clay still standing, or are they out of commission?
Is what still standing?
Clay.
Clay, you don't know. You can ask Chains if you want.
I'll let Mike finish before I ask a change.
Sure. Can I take extra time and set that room to absolutely explode after we leave? Or would I not have the capability of doing so?
You can probably put it on a timer and then try to overload it so that it will shut off for a minute, and then okay, here's what you can do. You can close the vents and then set everything to maximum so that you'll have a small amount of time to get through the room before it explodes from backup.
I do that.
Okay.
Wait, what if we just had a bomb?
You can also do that. Those are all options.
We can set us up the bomb and blow up that room.
Okay.
I'm fine with everything. Matt, I also have a detonator that I'd like to declare, and I'm going to attach it to this workstation and set it up on a similar timetable.
All right. So we do that. The complication that occurs as a result of that being a 5 is, let's see who's here. I'm going to tick a clock over here. All right. So I'm ticking a faction clock as the complication here, which you can find out about at a future date.
Oh, no.
I feel like Avalanche here blowing up a reactor.
All right. So you've rigged the system to do that. The Andromedan does not appear to be able to speak. Maybe the speaker system is damaged, or maybe the Andromedan doesn't want to speak right now. Hard to say. The other Andromedan, the containment unit appears to be holding, but it can't float on its own.
CD will pick them up and say, "Okay, sorry, my friend, but I will have to carry you since I could not fix this suit well enough, and we will bring you and your other friends to safety."
Okay. It is quite heavy, but not as heavy as it should be, looking at the size of it. Because again, it is like a 4 or 5 foot diameter sphere. Well, they're not perfect spheres. They're like oblong. But anyway, yeah, it is very large, but it's not as heavy as it should be. So you're able to carry it. Okay. You make your way through the room to the exit that Augustus was able to find. What is this exit that you find? Is it a trapdoor or a door in the back, some kind of elevator, a sewer grate?
Yeah, it's a sewer grate. It's like a forgotten like maintenance hatch.
Okay. It looks like it's been paved over, but the blueprint tells you that it's there beneath this section of the floor.
Someone smash.
Yep, looks like it's time for one of you to do your last slash, hopefully.
You can just tell me that you break it open. It's fine.
I
Yeah.
break it. I break it with my hands. As hard as I can.
If you want to break it with your hands, it'll probably take long enough that you'll still be here when it blows up.
Not a risk I'm willing to make.
Okay. I guess between you and Zora, you're able to break it open with your weapons and stuff. Yeah. Ancient, forgotten grate that leads into the underground. You've made your way from the top of this building down to the lowest point and out into the sewer system. This is the escape scene. You make your way through this abandoned series of tunnels. You're able to find your way. Chains eventually recognizes the part of the system that you're in, and so on. And you hear behind you as you round a corner a titanic, thunderous explosion. Everything shakes. There's debris and stuff falling from the ceiling here. Dust everywhere. Everyone's coated in dust from the explosion. Like the force of it is blowing, billowing dust and debris all the way up the hall of this ancient tunnel behind you, and you're buffeted, driven forward by it. Little cuts and bruises from all of the things flying through the air. The dust doesn't settle. It just keeps floating in the air and floating, making it difficult to breathe for those of you who are breathing, difficult to see for those of you who aren't breathing. You have to tie masks around your face in order to get through it. It's a difficult situation. It's the kind of thing that you'll probably remember whether you want to or not. But eventually you make it out. You get to a rendezvous point. You find your way back to your home. And we will move from there into downtime.
Quick question, is CD's eye like completely broken, like they can't see through it?
It can be, unless you don't want it to be.
I was thinking CD would... I don't think it's completely broken, but CD has put fashioned an eye patch over it.
Yeah. I mean, it's the kind of thing you can fix.
Yeah.
But it's just, at that time, it was broken. Let's get into downtime, now that interruptions are over for now. All right, payoff and upkeep. First things first. This was an 8 cred job, right?
Oh gosh.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot about the money.
Quag got the money.
Is that a lot of money?
It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
8 cred is a lot. And in fact,
Oh, that was.
you get the 8 cred immediately after completing the job and reporting out what you found. After your report is sent out to the to your contacts in the Hygiene fleet, you get an additional 2 cred. So in total, you've gotten 10 cred for this job. The initial 8 for just going in and doing the reconnaissance and finding out where the Andromedans were, and they've given you a bonus for actually rescuing the Andromedans. So 10 cred in total, and we can decide what we'll do with that shortly. The second thing is heat.
Remember when I blew up Olympic Interior Design?
Yeah.
I did that.
Why would
You're
you say we
welcome.
did that? We weren't there.
So for heat, you're obviously seen on the security systems, but not fully exposed. So I'm going to say that our starting level here is loud and chaotic with high exposure. We're going to add 1 heat for a high profile target, and we're going to add another 2 heat for massive property damage. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7 heat in the inner systems. So let's see where that brings us. All right, so that brings you up to 9 heat in the inner systems, which I believe...
Got to push it to the limit.
Okay, you're now wanted. Level... Okay, you are already at... Okay, you're already at wanted level 2 in the inner systems. You are now at wanted level 3, plus 1 heat.
I'm flattered.
That's good, right?
Yeah, for a given value of good. All right, when your wanted level, when your heat level reaches 8 in a system, you gain a wanted level and clear your heat. Any excess heat rolls over. So if your heat was 7, you took 4, you'd reset with 3 heated. The higher your wanted level, the more serious the response when law enforcement takes action against you. It's on a force of higher quality and scale. Also, your wanted level contributes to the severity of the entanglements that your crew faces after a job. All right. Yeah. So that means that when we get to rolling for the entanglements, we'll be rolling on the wanted level 3 chart, which is the highest level of wanted chart.
Oh, no.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, boy.
Okay, so entanglements. Roll 1 die and consult the result of the column equal to the wanted level of the ship, of the system your ship was in. The higher your wanted level, the worse the outcomes. Oh, wait, no, there's a wanted level 4 somewhere. I don't know where it is, though. It's not even on my reference sheet. You're very wanted.
Avoid getting wanted.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to roll a die.
Everything's fine.
A 6. That means you roll on the next chart. Okay, let me find the heat level 4 chart.
Matthew, you need to stop.
Okay, there's no wanted level 4 chart. There just isn't one. So I guess, like it says wanted 3. When you roll a 6, it says wanted level 4, but there's no wanted level 4.
So roll
I'm
again.
just going to roll again.
Just make up something worse.
2. Okay. Pirates.
Oh no.
Oh,
Whoa.
we almost got a big thing there.
There's no pirates out there?
Oh no, pirates are going to kidnap the Andromedans and we're going to have to kill them in space.
Oh, wait. CD was wearing an eye patch. We're shadowing?
Okay, so the good news, if you didn't use your ship at all on the last job, you avoid entanglements right now.
Okay.
You did not bring the probable cause with you on this job.
Stupid pirates.
However, you are a split party, so there were a bunch of people with the probable cause, and this does tie into something that's happening, but we'll get to that later.
I don't like that.
Okay, next is downtime. Okay, we're just going to do downtime actions for the characters who were in this mission. Otherwise, we'll be here all night, but we can do downtime actions off screen for your other characters, or we can do it at the start of our next session. So we're just going to do downtime for the people who were on this job. So Augustus, CD, Zora, and Emran. So does anyone have a downtime action you want to do right now?
Yep.
Okay, what is it?
Actually fix the Andromedan pods.
Okay. All right. So that might be craft. Okay. If you have a schematic, craft a device, roll, rig, or hack. Okay. Do you have a workshop on your ship? No, you do. You do have a workshop. You do have a workshop.
Yeah.
It's right there under crew gear.
And I can repair as a free action during downtime, and it costs me nothing.
You don't have to repair right now. Repair is for the ship.
Oh, this is different. Okay.
Yeah, you're fixing the Andromedan containment unit. So if you have the schematic, craft a device, so you're fixing it. So roll rig. The result indicates the quality of the repairs using the crew's quality as a base. Okay, so roll your rig, and you add +1 quality if you have a workshop or for each cred spent. So let's see how we do. Okay, so a 4 is tier 1. So you're able to do repairs, tier 1 level repairs +1, so tier 2 level repairs.
Hey.
So you get this thing working in fine fettle, and this Andromedan floats up under its own power. And the speakers, you're able to fix them on this unit. And it says, I don't know how to thank you.
Quite literally the least I could do.
I'm not sure that's true. The least you could do is leave us there, as everyone else has done, for I don't know how long.
Well, I felt it would be unkind if I'm going to blow up this station, leave a bunch of innocent beings. Didn't sit right with me.
You are flesh.
Yep. From the habitat.
I see. I have lost much of myself. I can remember coming here on a scouting mission long ago with others. Are the others here?
We have one who's sort of in stasis in a pack right now, but I'm working on getting their sphere fixed. And another of your scouting cell is in their own sphere. There's a contingent of your people in a flotilla outside this battle station who are waiting for your return and are willing to turn against the people within this place.
I see. The containment unit, I suppose the vacuum, as you call it, we always thought that was a crude term, but it is what it is. Being in there is unpleasant, but certainly less unpleasant than what you brought us from. If you have directions, I can take us out to that armada.
We know where they are, and we're trying to work out a handoff, get you back home.
I understand.
The situation on and in this station is volatile.
Yes. Speaking is exhausting right now. Do you mind if I simply stop?
Exist, my friend.
You as well. And the unit floats down next to the other one that's, they both seem to be inactive, and the containment unit that you have. Congratulations, you met an alien.
Aliens.
Ooh.
Okay. So that is your craft roll there. Excellent repairs. Who else? Who's next? Our downtime actions are acquire an asset, craft, indulge your vice to reduce your stress, lay low to reduce your heat or wanted level, long-term project, start or work on one, recover to remove and reduce harm, repair, which you don't need to do, or train.
I would like to heal or recover, rather.
Would my negative 1D affect that currently, or?
Yeah.
Okay, so is it possible that I recover first and then just so that I
works.
can help you Velvet to my best abilities?
Oh, for sure, if you don't mind.
Oh, wait, no. I couldn't. If you wanted to have Maeve help you, though, she doesn't have any drawbacks at that moment, if that counts.
I don't think Maeve necessarily knows how to repair these robot bodies yet.
Okay.
I say yet because this is Maeve we're talking about. Give her a few hours and
yeah. Give her some more time. Okay, so should I just roll my own doctor?
Yep, you can work on yourself.
Doctor yourself.
Wait, yeah. Will it? I'll just say controlled.
And it will still be minus 1d, so you'd still be rolling just one die. The good news is you cannot fail a recover roll.
Okay, I'm trying to figure this out.
You can just roll one die because it's not an action roll at this point. It's a downtime roll. So you roll the 5. So your level 1 harm is gone, and you fill 2 segments on your healing clock. So I think that brings you up entirely there. What happens when you advance your healing clock? When your healing clock is filled, remove all harm. Okay.
Oh, okay. There
you go. So you remove your harm entirely. You do an excellent job repairing yourself.
CD is almost back.
All right.
CD has replaced their eye. The eye patch is gone.
Okay. And you want to roll your doctor for working on Augustus for Augustus's downtime?
Yes. Roll my doctor.
Position and effect don't matter for this, so just put whatever you want.
Ooh, a 6.
Oh, nice.
6.
Thank you.
Okay. So you clear addled. You automatically clear level 1 harm when you do the action. And on a 6, you fill 3 segments on your healing clock. So that'll bring you up to 4. Okay. Zora.
I am doing really well today.
I just have a quick question. Do we heal at all? Like, if I only took 1 hurt?
So you have the level 1 harm charred that we have there. So that goes in the level 1 slot there. So if you, let's see, you've also got flesh wound. Okay. So flesh wound, if you're wounded at the beginning of downtime, mark +3 segments on your healing clock. So we'll move it up to 4 there. When you push yourself to ignore wound penalties, you only take 1 stress instead of 2. Okay, well, that's for in combat. So if you decide to, you can either leave the level 1 harm there, which means that you're at less effect whenever you need to do an action that would be affected by being burned. Or you can take the recover action, which will automatically remove charred and fill in more segments of your recovery clock. If you fill your recovery clock completely when you only have level 1 harm or no harm, you kind of lose the additional benefits of your healing clock, but it's better to clear it than not if you want to.
I'm just deliberating between that and stress, clearing out my stress.
You get 2 downtime actions.
Okay, well then let's do both.
Okay.
Indulge and
So I guess Maeve, you're the human doctor.
Yes.
Or the
doctor.
The flesh and blood doctor.
The meat doctor.
Yeah, the meat doctor. Actually, I don't like that at all.
You know what they used to call me back in the service? They used to call me the meat
flesh
doctor.
column doctor.
So what is it like for Maeve working on Zora's burn injuries, knowing what you know about Zora and Zora knowing what you know about Maeve? What is this interaction like? I'm curious. If you're not comfortable doing any interaction, that's fine too. We can just roll it.
Oh, no, it is. It's just, I imagine it's mostly like dead silent, except for like a couple of terse orders, like move this way, stretch your arm in this direction.
Yeah, Zora's compliant and then thankful when it's over and expresses her gratitude.
Okay. Yeah, so you've rolled your doctor, you got a crit, which is which is good.
Critical doctoring.
Yeah, so you fill 5 segments on your healing clock. So we fill 2, boop, and then we fill another 3. Oops, sorry, I erased your cred by accident. There we go, fixed. And so that means it's at 1, 2, 3. All right, so your healing clock goes down to 3. Chard disappears. The salves and lotions and such that Maeve is able to apply and probably stitching up some of the cracks in there, it's effective, and you've had worse. So you survived that. And you said you also wanted to work on your stress?
Yeah,
Okay.
indulge vice.
Yeah. So in this game, it's called Indulge Vice. But in general, what is Zora going to do to unwind is how I like to think of it.
Back in the day, it used to be pray, but
Well,
that's no longer really a thing. So probably drink.
Okay.
oh no.
Oh,
All right. So do you see the Indulge Vice button on your sheet?
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, I'll just click that one. Okay. So you clear 4 stress after your evening, I assume, sitting alone and drinking.
I just imagined CD in the background singing sea shanties.
That's why it wasn't more stress cleared.
Yeah, that's true. CD constantly interrupts the call.
Augustus, what's your next downtime action?
I'm going to indulge vice.
Okay. What's that look like this time?
Probably looking at other weird stuff in my collection.
Okay. Roll your Indulge Vice. Let's see how it goes.
Oh no.
Oh dear. That wasn't very good.
I would feel bad, but
So clear 1 stress, at least.
1 stress clear.
Yeah. As you're looking at your items, your mind keeps wandering back to your obsession with seizing power and wondering, how can I use this to do it? How can I use that to do it? And it just keeps pulling your mind away from the relaxation that you normally get from indulging in your curios.
Accurate.
CD?
CD will also indulge vice because they are only 2 segments from full.
Yeah, what does CD do in this time?
Well, they do weird, but I kind of want to say that they have a conversation with our new friend.
With the Andromedan?
Yes.
Okay. The Andromedans have made it clear that they want to just chill out, but if you want to talk to them, you can.
CD will just be like, ask them, like, is it possible that you can, is it tiring to, like, indicate yes or no?
And the Andromedan with the working speaker sort of powers up a bit and says, we are simply resting after what I'm sure you can understand has been a traumatic experience.
I'm very sorry. I've been there.
Please don't mistake us. We feel deep gratitude for what you have done for us, but it is difficult given that this is the same people who did this to us.
I understand. I just have one question.
I'll see what I can do.
Do you know the name of the habitat?
That I don't. The people on the fleet outside may, but it's not something I remember.
Thank you. That's all I needed to know.
All right.
If you need any doctoring, I can try.
We will replenish on our own over time, which is unfortunately the quality which drew the attention of your people.
I don't think that this excuses it, but it might give you some peace to know that they wouldn't let us know that you were there. They wiped our minds of so much.
It's not my job to determine whether or not that makes it okay. It's for you to determine how that makes you feel.
Understandable. Again, I'm sorry, and I will leave you to your rest. And
Thank
CD stalks off to ruminate while looking at Harros, and they recovered 3 stress. Apparently that was somewhat relaxing to talk to someone for a minute. I was just kind of imagining they wanted to know the name of the habitat to give like a hey.
You're looking for something to offer. I understand. Emran,
does anything bad, because I traumatized, anything bad happen, rather?
that's up to you as a player to determine how that trauma affects your play, how much or how little.
Okay, I just didn't know if that affected downtime.
No.
In the immediate. Okay, then in that case, Emran, I think I'll just train.
Okay.
Training montage.
What are you training?
My insight.
All right. This is the same type of meditation style stuff you were doing before?
Yep.
Okay.
Then we have do I get the insight module that's on the probable cause?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, I forgot a step here.
The part where everything explodes.
Yeah, we need 2 cred to pay for upkeep on the probable cause.
I will
Oh.
pay that out of mine.
Yeah.
I mean, if no one has any more downtime stuff they have to do, I do get 1 more downtime action.
What asset are you attempting to acquire?
Can I try to go back for my my bug?
I deny your bug.
No.
So I think if you want to go back to get that, that's going to be basically a job for Augustus, but
Yes.
you could attempt to acquire an asset that might help you with that.
Okay. I think I'm gonna try to like get the almost like a disguise of one of the employees.
Okay, so acquire an asset, roll crew quality, so roll 1 die, and we will see how good of a disguise you find.
That's 1d6.
One last one tonight.
You can't see it, Velvet, but I'm thumbing my nose at Augustus's failure.
Okay.
As you should.
So you're able to get a quality 0 disguise, so it might get you in the front door if there's no heightened security. Like it might be enough to start to get you past a couple of different hurdles, but it's going to be it's not going to stand up to much scrutiny, but it'll be a bit of a help to start with. Okay, is there anything else?
Kitty on screen.
There's a kitty. Anything else anyone wants or needs to do?
All good for me anyway.
I'm also.
Yeah.
Okay, so with that, we are going to bring this session to a close. CD, you have been sitting in the ship with Harros, right? Talking to Harros?
Mm-hmm.
So as you are speaking to Harros about your issues, suddenly Harros sits up
Ooh.
and she turns and looks at you with a very intense look in her eyes, and she says, "They're coming."
Uh-oh.
Who? CD says.
And Harros collapses again, which brings us to the end of the session.
Find out next time.
Same Specters time, same Specters channel. Okay, so that brings us to the end of this session. I have been Matt. My pronouns are he and him. You can find me on Twitter at YCaliber or follow the show at Broken Sun RPG. We have been playing Scum and Villainy, a Forged in the Dark game by Stras Acimovic and Leboef-Little. And I want to acknowledge that this podcast is produced on the unceded territory of the Katzie, Kwikwetlem, Stalo, Kwantlen, Stz'uminus, and Musqueam people, and the treaty land of the Tsawwassen First Nation. Today I was joined by 4 wonderful players, and we will speak to each one of them briefly now. First, I was joined by Michael Blood.
Howdy, everyone. Thanks for listening. I've been Michael Blood. They, them. You can find me on Twitter at GoodSirBlood. I've enjoyed playing Emran Pak once again. I look forward to the eventual destruction of the space station and everyone inside it.
We're also joined by Trudy.
Hi, I'm Trudy. They, them. I play Zora, and I look forward to playing again.
Excellent. And I'm joined by Keekers.
Hello, everyone. It's me, Keekers, also known as Space Cat. I am she, her. I played CD today, who is they, them, and they're coming.
That they are.
Mm-hmm.
And Velvet is also with us tonight.
Thank you for listening, y'all. I've been Velvet, Shife, playing Augustus, they, them, the original Bad Noodle. I wish they could just not.
And yet, they continue to.
They do.
Until the next time, folks, all the best.
All the best.
Space Squids.
Space Squids.
Thank you.
Space
Space
Squid.